Hello, this is Teresa. I was just on YouTube checking my emails and things like that, and I'm having a real rough time tonight. I'm trying to do a paper, and I can't get any ideas, so I went to YouTube for a break. Checked all my messages, and I got the same crap I normally get, so we're not even going to talk about that. But I did notice that um, someone named Sergeant Willie Pete had something on there about black girls um, trying to be white. And then I saw something on there, I forgot who the person was, but it was something about interracial dating. And as you all well know, that I have made a clip about, oh, excuse me, it's like 12 midnight, but that I made a clip about black and white women and about how white women seem to be the epitome and black women seem to be the lesser. The things that I quickly want to touch on are a couple of things that um, Mr. Sergeant Willie Pete mentioned, and one of those things was about white women tanning and how tanning was not meant to um, brown their skin to be or to look or to emulate the colored skin of black women, but it was made for something else or another. And I do remember what it was, but I do not choose to repeat it because I don't agree. I have several friends that are white, and the basic reason that they go and fry themselves to death is because they don't like the color of their skin and they wish that they were brown. Okay, and they tell me about how much they love my skin, the fact that I'm not too dark and I'm not too light and I'm not too this and I'm not too that, uh, and they fry themselves faithfully once a week. Excuse me. Now, I did unfortunately get caught up in that world of being black and going to tan. And the husband that I have now made it very evident that that was stupid. And after a while of him telling me that, I realized that it was. Because I wasn't really getting, like darker. I got a little bit darker and I got a tan line, which was kind of sexy. I have to admit that. But other than that, it really didn't do anything except for cover up blemishes. It is good for that with black girls. But anywho, the correction that I would like to make is that they do in fact, go to the tanning booths to become brown because they like our color. Second thing I would like to talk about is weaves. I completely agree with you, Sergeant. I think that it is wrong for us to go and get all that weave stuff put up in our hair. And it took my husband, once again, who was black, to consistently and constantly remind me that I did not need all that, that I was beautiful the way that I was. Now, I have to admit that he's not real crazy about my locks, but he told me that it's growing on him, you know, and that he doesn't mind the fact that I have locks now, especially since they're getting a little bit longer. That seemed to help him out a lot because when I first started out, it was kind of hard because I was like super Africanist, which is nothing wrong with that, but that's not what he was used to seeing me look like. So, but I do want to talk about what you said about white women getting their own textured hair and about how black girls fry their hair. And you're right about that. Black girls should not be frying their hair. That's not the way God made us, nor should black women be putting blonde and, you know, any other color but blonde in my mind is okay. Because once you go blonde, you are trying to be something that you're really not. It's bad enough you're frying your hair, but blonde is kind of obvious. But I must say to you that white women might get weave that's their own type of hair, but when they walk around and they get braids, and when I say braids, I mean like individual braids or cornrows, or they try to rock locks, dreads. Come on now. They're trying to be something that they're not. God didn't make them that way. God didn't make their hair to have the ability to do that. That's why it looks like shit, you know? But anywho, Moving forward to lip injections, you're right to a point about that. That's all about feminine enhancement on their behalf. Okay, but you have to admit what you did to a point. Black women were born with bigger hips and butts and hips and breasts. Okay, and when they go out and they get lips and butts and hips and breasts, there has to be something said to that. And even if you go as far as like you did to say about Latinos, that's true too. You know, if they're down in Florida or over in California or down in the bottom of Texas, it really shouldn't matter whether there's Latinos or blacks around them. They should be able to be happy with themselves the way you feel like we as black women with our nappiness and our darkness and our big noses and our big lips should be happy with ourselves. They should be happy with themselves as well. And you being a logical thinker and speaking the way that you do, you would have to admit that. Third thing, I already talked about that. I was going to say something about the ass injections and the boob jobs, but I covered that. Light skin versus dark skin as far as brothers are concerned, and that was in another movie that he had done. I think that it is personal preference, lights over dark skin. But the reason that I think that folks get so upset over that, sweetheart, is because back in the days of slavery, they took the lights and they put them in the kitchen, and they took the darks and they stuck them in the field, and they pent the two of them against one another in order to maintain control. If you have everybody hating, if you can keep a nation hating themselves, then you don't have to do anything. They'll destroy themselves. And that's what we've been doing over the centuries. We have been consistently destroying ourselves. And we've always had this issue of dark skin, nappy hair, light skin, pretty hair. You know, I mean, Spike Lee did a movie about it. You know, um, black men in the media are looked upon as, you know, thugs, and they go to jail and they're all selling drugs. They don't want no education. And for the most part, you have to admit, for the most part, that's the truth. It's all in the music. Okay? No, I don't have any juice. That's why I drank a beer so that I wouldn't drink no juice. No, I don't have it. It's not over here. Um, and as far as blacks and whites wanting each other because it's a forbidden fruit, you're very much right about that. I really believe that is a very big part of why blacks and whites date. But as far as black men and white women, I also believe that it's a forbidden fruit. But it's also the fact that white women are epitomized in this culture, in American culture. Um, and no, black women are not the only ones that are sexually objectized in media and in videos. White women are as well. Okay? And I think that it's wrong on both behalves for white women and black women. And no, I'm not this super feminist or anything like that. But, you know, God did not make us to be put on TV and in movies like a bunch of floozies. Now, true, if that's what you act like, then that's who you are. Okay? But when that's what you're taught, because let's not forget, we've got 3, 4, and 5 year old little girls watching these videos on TV thinking that, oh, well, you know, she's hot. She's got on this short skirt or short pants with these super high heels with this long fake hair and these super shiny lips, you know, and all this makeup and stuff on, you know. They're growing up looking at this stuff and they're saying to themselves, well, this is what I'm supposed to be because this is what everybody's like and this is what everybody is finding cute. You know, so for that reason, I don't think that it should be the way that it is. And I'm only speaking about black girls because not because that's the only girls that I care about, because all children I care about. But my daughter is a 3 year old little black girl, and I don't let her watch BET for that reason. Last thing, black men want black looking white chicks. That could very well be true as well. But you have to admit, the ones that they end up getting are trash. They're the trashy white girls that, you know, they look like shit. They're all bent out of shape, you know, and they end up with this chick and they walk around like they got this shit on their arm, you know, and they put their nose up in the air at us, you know. But be that as it may, I did like most of your videos. I watched a couple of them. And Homegirl that's got the white dude, big ups to you. If you're happy, you're happy. That's the end of my video, and I'll be talking to you guys later because I got to do my homework. Or if not do my homework, at least get some rest. Peace.